Hello and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for October 28th to November 4th, 2022. You are most welcome here. I hope you've all navigated that incredible build up to the solar eclipse we had on the new moon this week. Exciting and intense times. I hope you're all managing to keep your center and stay peaceful. We have another eclipse coming up. The lunar eclipse on Tuesday, November 8th. So just being mindful, we're in eclipse season and it's in Scorpio and these are intense times. So finding every way you can to just stay grounded is not a bad idea. And with that, let's get going with this reading of the week so that we can use this information to stay happy and grounded and in a good space within ourselves. I invite you to close your eyes. Take 3 nice deep breaths with me. And while you're taking those deep breaths, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going deeply down into Mother Earth and grounding you in your present moment brilliantly, in your here and now, like the trees that surround you wherever you are, being firm and solid in the ground with your arms stretched to the sky. Knowing that those tree roots are a conduit through which anything that no longer serves can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am here with your children all over, now and in the future. And my intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, for our highest and greatest good at this time, this week of October 28th to November 4th, 2022. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening to be present and facilitate this exchange, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to ensure that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction for our highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all life in this beautiful planet as well. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of light, of love, of wisdom, of healing, of transformation, peace, beauty. All the good that's in our hearts, all our asking that is in our hearts, may it be addressed here today to our satisfaction in the window that we have together. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match the frequencies of love, light, clarity, wisdom, healing, and transformation is welcome to go now. And with that, let's begin. Okay. And so, Creator, what do we need to know for this week, for our good, so that we can be at our best and we can navigate these times in good ways when staying grounded and peaceful and anchored? I seem to have mixed my deck up. Okay, which is the whole point, I suppose. Thank you, Creator, for all the support and the wisdom that you send our way and all the help that is with us all the time. Okay, recent past, we have the energy of victory, the 6 of Wands. So this is life experience from our past, which is relevant and important to our now. Knowing how to launch ourselves. We have this horse launching over sort of these flames. It's a triumphant thing because the name of the card is victory. So this energy of victory, of how we achieved victory in our lives, we know what that feels like. We've had it in our lives. Even if it was a long time ago, we all have experiences of being victorious in our life experience. Transcending something, overcoming something, getting past something that was stopping us, and the jubilation and the excitement and the expansion that happens as a result when we realize that we can do these things, that we can get beyond ourselves, that we can get beyond our limitations and our smallness. So this quality of victory, of jubilation, of transcendence is called for in our now and in our future. We're being asked to mine our experience and draw on that good in our now to fuel us, support us, scaffold us through these challenging and interesting times. So that is what is calling to us, what is relevant to us now from our past. So remembering where we've been successful, remembering how we've overcome obstacles, remembering how we've done these things in the past. And not to say that we're going to use the same technique or do the same thing over again, but simply the information that we were able to transcend. We were able to overcome that limitation, that obstacle, that thing that was holding us back from what we were seeking. So knowing that, we can carry that forward into our life now and benefit from it and empower ourselves in our now. In our present moment, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the earth element, the feminine aspect of I like to think of it as the Taurian energy, but that energy of the earth, of abundance, of prosperity, of comfort, of well-being, of good foods, good company, beautiful things, functional things that work really well. That kind of quality of energy is what we have with Pentacles. It can be money, it can be business, it can be those things as well. And the kings and queens represent the masculine and feminine energies of those suits, but in a state of mastery. And so in our present moment, we have this energy of mastery over our material world, but informed by our feminine aspect, our inner feminine, our intuitive, felt, connected state. Not so much the linear, rational, analytical, but more the felt. And so in this card, in this present moment, we're needing to connect with our world and that reality of the physical which surrounds us from a more intuitive and felt space. Leaning into our feminine intuition, leaning into our inner knowingness. We all have it, whether we're male or female, it does not matter. We have these polarities within us. They're developed to different extents, but this is something that we can cultivate. And this is telling us that this quality of connection and understanding of the material realm is important right now. And it's a state of, as I said, it's mastery. This isn't about the beginning of the journey. This is about us really understanding that we are the creators of our reality. We are the ones who are pulling things towards us. We are the ones who manifest everything that we experience, good or bad. It's all perfect because it's all serving us. We have a particular frequency running and we pull things towards us that match that frequency. That's why I keep going on about the importance of a gratitude practice or a meditation practice or doing what you can to be intentional about setting your own frequency through your thoughts, through your actions, through your movement through life, being intentional about what you're doing. Because by the movies that you watch, the books that you read, the news that you're connecting with, social media, conversations you have with people, are words, very powerful. We need to be mindful about what we're creating in our reality. And we need to be stepping it up. We need to be owning this, being responsible for it, not blaming others or the world or whatever, but recognizing that we are cooperative co-creators with life. We are the ones setting the tone and life meets us there. So the more intentional we can be about how we're setting that tone and what tone we're setting, that is mastery. That is stepping our game up. That is taking us to a whole new level of interaction with the material world and creating the life that we long for and the world that we long for. Because it's up to us. It's not just the political leaders. It's not just the billionaires. It's not just the corporations. We, each of us, as human life forces on this planet at this time, have an equal say. We have an equal opportunity. And I would even say equal isn't actually correct, because when we are coming from love, our frequency and intention, our frequency is amplified. And that makes all the difference in how our contribution adds to the collective wave of collaborative energy co-creating for the whole of the species of humanity. So I think you get the picture. It's really about becoming aware of what are you doing, what are you choosing, how are you choosing it, how are you living your life, and really intending to be more intentional about this, really stepping into your ownership about this, so that you're creating what you want rather than just defaulting to old programming and old news. That old stuff is coming up now. It's like we've been clearing up for a long time, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. We've been cleaning things up. That's been the frequency that's been going on. And now we're being asked to step up and change the emanation that we're putting out to the universe, the signal that we're sending to the universe. We need to dial it. Okay. And oh, look, we have another queen in our near future, the Queen of Wands. So again, this feminine energy, the generative quality of wands. It's about creativity, inspiration, and passion. This is the fire element. This is the thing that gets us excited about life. It's our yes, it's our enthusiasm, it's our passion. This is in our near future. We are moving into this time of powerful creation. So yes, powerful, masterful creation on the level of the physical, but also imaginal, like our capacity to dream the new world, our capacity to dream up solutions, our capacity to dream the life that we desire, whatever that may be. All of that good dreaming is fueling the collective consciousness. It's fueling our personal consciousness, which is important, and it's fueling the collective. So when we dream beautiful dreams for our future, we're dreaming our dream into the collective consciousness, and it helps to shift how that whole picture is going to go, because it's all interconnected. And so our good, the dream of the good that we're creating for ourselves, for our communities, our families, and for the world, is actually benefiting our collective picture. It's helping to balance the doom and gloom that we're getting bombarded with all the time in the media. So it's really, really important to realize that those daydreams, those good, happy, positive daydreams are really helpful. And if you find yourself having one kind of post-apocalyptic kind of kookiness, well, maybe give your head a shake and reframe it. Because, again, we're dreaming the future. And unless you think that would be exciting and interesting, which it might be to a certain extent, and you just realize you may be pulling that towards yourself, right? So, and I don't want to scare anybody with this, because I know it can be a little bit understanding the degree to which we co-create our reality can be a little bit off-putting when you first begin to realize it. But we understand, being in a human form, there's a lag. We don't have instant gratification here. Things don't happen that fast. It's speeding up, but you have time to correct. You have time to redirect. And when we come from our yes, if we move always in the direction of our yes, then it's always for our highest and greatest good, because that's our higher self. That's the creator. That's the creative, generative life force energy calling us towards more life. And everything that we want is in the direction of our yes. So you kind of always know what direction to go in, because that's the one that's inspiring and fills you with enthusiasm and excitement and interest. And as I said, it doesn't have to be the solution for the whole planet. It can simply be a book you're excited to read, a project you're excited to get into. Remembering that we're not eating the whole pie in one bite. We're having one bite at a time. And that one bite, as I said, is what's your enthusiasm right here, right now? What's before you? What needs to be done well? And what can you bring your heart to? And what can you enjoy? So just reframing that thing about the co-creative energy and experience. Foundation card, more wands. Princess of Wands in my deck. They're princesses. In other decks, they're pages. So this is like babies, new beginnings, fresh starts on the level of creativity, inspiration, and passion. So this is our foundation card. It's why we're having the reading this week. And if you look, we've got this lovely circle of that fire, generative, passion, yes energy in our field this week. So knowing where we've been successful, being intentional and masterful in our material space, in this right here, right now, choosing very deliberately, choosing to love our material world, we're grateful for what we're surrounded by, for grateful, counting our blessings, taking care of ourselves, taking care of those around us, being in the material world and enjoying it, not to the exclusion of the other aspects of ourselves, but understanding that through our enjoyment and our appreciation, we elevate our frequency, and that becomes our new set point. And then when we follow that enthusiasm, when we follow the yes, we follow that generative fire that's within each of us and go in our unique direction, we're adding that beautiful, inspiring energy to the collective human field, which is nourishing for all of us, especially those at the other end of the field who may be in suffering and difficulty and oppression. That helps wherever there is. That's the Ukraine, wherever people are having a hard time, it helps them. when we are able to be peaceful, grounded, joyful, grateful, appreciative, loving, kind, our energy is very important to the collective field. And this is new beginnings. This is why we're having this reading. We are at a new place in our understanding about our place in the generative process of life. We are starting a new engagement with life, which will change everything. Humanity is evolving. We've been going through a lot. And I think what we're going to see is things are going to happen very quickly. As I said, the gap between our intending and something showing up is getting smaller. You may have noticed that in your own experience. And so understanding that this is a new beginning, this is a fresh start, this is a new opportunity for us to rise, to be more, to hold more of our broader, wiser frequency right here, right now, and to intentionally co-create with the universe rather than unconsciously or coercively co-create, meaning that there's somebody else's energy that's directing you as to where you're putting your energy and your focus and what you're creating. It's understanding there's like a lot of dynamics happening right now on the planet. And what we're learning, what we're here to do as humanity is we're here to step from that space of outside in programming to designing and crafting our lives from the inside out. What do we want? What inspires us? Who are we? Where is our highest enthusiasm in every moment? And continually reminding ourselves to pivot and turn in that direction for our good. And knowing that our good serves everyone's good. Really important. Okay, I think that's pretty clear. So lots of generative energy this week, lots of fire energy this week. So, look for those sparks and realize that it's an opportunity just in this moment. If you're not sure what your yes is, come back to your now, come back to your body, take a deep breath, come back right here, right now. Because in every moment through this body, this is our compass. The human body is our compass in this life. It helps us to understand what we prefer through our likes and dislikes. We know what we like because we know what we don't like. Paying attention to that, but not dwelling on what we don't want, dwelling on what we do want, and moving in the direction always toward the best of our abilities, of our highest enthusiasm. Okay, fresh beginnings on the generative level. So, those projects that I was talking about, get into them, enjoy them. Really allow yourself to, enjoy that generative creative process because it's so nourishing, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere. We're going into the dark season. As you can tell, my whole setup today is a little dark. It's a very dark day, lots of rain. There's an opportunity for us to pull our energy inward, to be in our cozy homes and do our cozy thing. And those projects that I was mentioning, those are opportunities for us to just be happy and be present and enjoy ourselves and get into that generative zone. It's very, very good for us to be creators, whether that's cooking a meal or knitting a sweater or painting a picture or writing a poem or a book or whatever it is that you are called to. Give yourself permission to be there. The laundry can wait. Unless that's your enthusiasm. Okay, let's see what our card to grow on is for this week. Creator, what is most helpful for us to understand and grasp as we move forward into life this week so that we can be at our best and offer our absolute highest to life? Wherever we are, even if we are at a low point in our life, that we can find our way to our best. What do we need to know so we can move forward brilliantly this week? We have the Prince of Pentacles. So that's princes in my deck or knights in others. So this is the quality of knights, and knights go charging in and out of things. There's a lot of momentum and a lot of changing energy. It's kind of very dynamic. So this week, as things continue to change on the material level, because it's Pentacles, the earth element, where's your attention? Where's your focus? You don't want to be distracted if you're a knight charging around on a well-armed horse and in your armor. There's a lot of weight to try and rein in and turn around. So this idea of as we go through the changes in our personal lives and in the world around us, where is your attention? Where is your focus? Are you intentional? Are you staying on target? And appreciating. Once again, coming back to that powerful, powerful energy of appreciation and gratitude, counting our blessings, knowing how good our lives are really elevates our frequency. Appreciation, gratitude is very high. Love is very high. Sometimes it's more difficult to get into that loving frequency, but gratitude is another stepping point that allows us to elevate ourselves very, very quickly. And that shifts our whole frequency. Understanding that everything is serving us in this moment, it's all serving our good. No matter how intense and dreadful and horrible it is serving our good. It is for the good of the change and the momentum that we are building in right direction. Just come back to understanding how you are a co-creative component in this. So navigating this momentum, this change and transformation on the material level, go in, anchor yourself in the broader, wiser part of you to the best of your ability. Listen to that intuition, stay in your heart, and it will all work out. And so, with that, let's take another deep breath, come back to ourselves. Close our reading. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to do this reading once again this week with this lovely group of people who have joined us from wherever they are in the world. I ask that you be with them, each and every one of them, and help them to hold this more intentional and mindful energy around who they are being and how they are being in the world, where they are flowing their energy and attention to, so that they can more easily, that we can all more easily and effortlessly add our attention and energy and life force and vitality to co-creating a magnificent future based on our unique paths forward towards what we love, understanding that it's all perfect. Our love is the direction, our enthusiasm is the direction we are meant to go towards, that we get to choose to go towards, that we add to our experience, and that as each of us does that, it just adds to the collective unfolding, blooming, and well-being. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here this week. I want to thank all those who helped to hold the energy and the frequency here and on the other side. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. This is the week of Halloween, of course, the thinning of the veil. So don't forget to remember those who came before and acknowledge the role that they've played in bringing you to your here and now, influencing you, inspiring you, or just being part of the chain of life that you are an outcome of. So I wish you a very happy All Hallows Eve. Lots of love to you and your ancestors. Have a great week, and I will see you next week. Take good care.